Hey, it's Sam on What Yacht to Do. I'm at the helm of the Here's to Us and just wanted to talk to you a little bit this time in the captain's corner and give you a little bit of information about local knowledge and in particular how it relates to getting into a marina that you're not familiar with. First off, let's define local knowledge. And so local knowledge is firsthand information that you get from somebody who has been there and has recent experience going in and out of a place. Lots of ways that you can get local knowledge. Okay, you can talk to people there at the marina. You can, call other boats. And if the marina is on the ball, they will have a web page that shows the dock layout and everything. Now, this is in a perfect situation. So let me talk to you about, hey, what's a 10? And some of the times I've experienced this is I will select a marina, and so I'll do my own research, and I'll do that from Waterway Guide, which is a pretty good source, and I'll also look at the notes in Active Captain and Navionics and gather as much information as I can. I'll also take a look and see if they have a website. If they do, that helps me orient myself too as the dock layouts that are there. So I'm going to gather as much as I can. I'm also going to look at satellite imagery and see what it looks like from the satellite. Now realize that a lot of this information that I'm seeing in Waterway Guide, in Navionics, satellite imagery isn't, like yesterday's satellite imagery, and the marina websites may or may not be updated, but at least I'm getting a picture of what goes on. So then I'm ready to call that marina if it can take my boat, if it's capable of taking my boat from a size perspective, that's length and width and also depth, then I'm going to make a call to the marina. When I make that call to the marina, I'm going to try to talk to somebody who is knowledgeable, and I'm going to kind of open that up with, hey, I've got a 50-foot boat, can you handle us? Give them the general requirements. For us, it's a single 50. What if we can do with a twin 30? So we're going to say, hey, is it possible that you could take us? Oh, yes, it's possible. And okay, I'd like to come in here. Now I'm going to write down this person's name because I'm going to try to use them as a contact when I call. Marina staffs that I'm finding is just like everybody these days, they're in and they're out. Some people are there one day, they're not there the next day. So they're going to record the information, hopefully, and put it in a place for the next person. So I'm trying to build that continuity and build it in the picture in my mind. In the perfect case, that marina, they will send me, and I've had them do it, they'll send me not only a contract and an invoice, but they're going to send me a dock layout. They're going to tell me where I'm going to be parking. Okay. They may even tell me the approach. If it's coming into the marina is a little tricky, they may give me information about that. And I've had this happen, believe it or not. I've also had them give me the Wi-Fi code, the bathroom codes, the shower codes, and all that stuff up front. So now I can sit down with my charts and say, oh, exactly, I know how I'm going to come in there. And hey, is it floating docks? Is it fixed docks? Now I can talk to Rev about where we're going to come in. And I can bring that up on my chart plotter. I can look at it, I can mark it, and we can sit down and have a discussion. Okay, it's going to be a stern end and it's a finger pier. We're going to tie on the port side. Or it's a bow end, we're coming in, or it's a wall, or whatever it is. And we'll be able to see probably also where the power pedestals are. And so I'm going to try to verify that information that I've gotten in this perfect 10 situation. If I can't do that, and we've had this happen recently, it'll test your skills. Okay, so when you get to a place where you've called and said, oh yeah, we can take you, and you've gone through that, and then you call back a couple hours later, hey, we're coming in looking for a docking assignment, and then you get the kind of over the phone, you get the deer in the headlights look, like they don't know what you're talking about. You've got to start over. Okay, and in the case where you don't know where you're going to park, you've looked at the dock layout, but it doesn't make sense. Okay, so what are you going to have to do? You're going to have to talk to whoever is on the radio in general directions, okay? So you got to know how that marina is laid out, east, west, north, south. Try to pick a landmark where you're going to come in. Look at the depth contours around the marina, see where the approach is good, and you're pretty much going to be on your own. And if something doesn't look good, hey, stand off, do a circle out there, get somebody that will tell you exactly where you're going to take the boat and go in. Nothing worse than going into a crowded marina and having to back out of the wrong alley or finger pier or lane that you're going into. So just a word to the wise. So local knowledge, remember we have all the way from a 10 where you're spoon fed, all the information that matches with what your research did, and then you have the blank slate where I don't know. So hopefully you'll be somewhere in between there, but don't forget to look at those original sources, Waterway Guide, Navionics, call people there if you know them. If you have port captains or harbor hosts, depending on what organization you may belong to, use those resources firsthand if you can. Overall, be safe.